Hey guys, I get a lot of questions on my brows and thought I would film a little brow tutorial, how I do my brows video for you. My cousin Crystal, hey Crystal, is always asking me how I get my brows to look so good. Thank you for saying that my brows look good. So I kind of show you how I shape them, how I trim them, and also how I fill them in to get this look. So if you'd like to see how I do my brows, just keep watching. I'm going to start by plucking the hairs that are obviously not supposed to be there. They're the little stragglers that are underneath and at the tail end of my brow. God also made me a naturally hairy person, so my brows actually grow up into my hairline a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and pluck the brow hairs that are the furthest from my eye and up between my brow and my hairline. So now I'm going to brush my brow hairs upwards and outwards so I can see any other small hairs that are up underneath my brow that need to be plucked. Once I finish up the tail end of my brow, I'm going to start moving towards the front of my brow and pluck any hairs underneath that don't belong. After working on the front of my brow a little bit, I will then pluck in between my eyebrows because those hairs are also easy to see. We want to stay away from that natural unibrow that wants to grow and pluck all of the hairs in between my brows. And then I will just follow the same steps over on my other brow. Here you see me pluck above my eyebrow as well. Since I do have black eyebrow hairs and my hairs grow above and below my brow, I have to tame them a little bit better. This will help make the shape of my brow more precise and clean looking. I just try not to get too crazy plucking above my brow. After I finish plucking my brows, I'm then going to brush them up and out one more time. And I'm going to take these little scissors, I think these are actually nail trimming scissors, and trim the length of my brow hairs. Any hair that is kind of sticking up above the natural shape of my brow, I'm going to trim it so they're not too long and bushy. And then I'll use a tissue to wipe away those hairs that I just trimmed. After I brush those little hairs away, I'm going to then take my spoolie and brush through my hairs naturally to see what the shape now looks like. And then I will repeat trimming my brows on my other eyebrow. And my eyebrows are not identical. I'm sure you've heard the saying, brows are sisters, not twins. So my eyebrow hairs do grow a little bit differently on each side. I do have a favorite eyebrow. But what I try and do is just match where the arch of my brow is and also the length of each brow. I try to make sure that my brows kind of end and begin in the same spots. So after I'm done trimming both brows, I'm going to then brush them back into place. And I'm going to use my brow pencil. This is one that I got out of my glossy box. It's a nice taupey brown color. So now I'm going to start filling in my brows. You can do this however you like. Some people like to start by drawing a line at the base of their brow. I do that sometimes. Today I'm starting at the top, and I tend to usually start at the middle of my brow and fill out the tail end because the tail is where I have the least brow hairs, and sometimes I don't pluck them in the right shape. The brow product that I use depends on what type of look I'm going for. I often use this brow pencil for like an everyday look. But I also use some brow powder or a brow gel. It just all depends on what you prefer. I'm sure you've heard that the front of the brow is always supposed to be a little bit lighter than the tail end of the brow. It gives it a more natural look that way. So I just kind of drag the pencil upwards at the front of the brow. And then in the back of the brow, I kind of go in a downward motion because that is how my brow hairs grow. You always want to follow the shape of your brow and to draw strokes in the direction that your hairs are growing. It's good to also brush through your brows with your spoolie. It kind of clears off some excess product and helps reshape the brow after you've been moving it around. If there are any hairs that are out of shape of my brow after this point, then I'll go ahead and pluck them again and just make sure that my brows are nice and clean. And now I'm going to go over to the other brow and finish filling that in and trying to give it the same shape as the first one. After I've completed both brows, I'm going to look in the mirror straight on and see if the shape matches up. And then I'll go ahead and touch up any other sparse spots that I see, or if the arch on one brow is slightly different than the other, then I'll go ahead and try and match those up. And then I also like to raise my brows because it kind of helps me see the shape on both sides. My muscles kind of make my points of the brows a little pointier. I can see where the arches are, how straight across my brows are on each one. And it just kind of helps me give a different angle and a different look at my brows to see if they match up. I look kind of weird when I do it, but I think it helps. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. And stick around and check out some other videos that I've uploaded. I will leave all of my socials down below so you can follow me and we can chit chat somewhere else. And check out my blog while you're at it because I enjoy posting over there as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!